Welcome everybody to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. There's a notifications bell down in the corner that will let you know as to when I'm going to go live. And this right here is Rowan, who is my special girl. So we'll be doing coffee talk with me and her. So last night, if you do subscribe to my channel and you got a notification that I was going live and then you showed up and it wasn't there, there's a reason for that. It's because I lost my temper and then I got told to chill out, which just doesn't ever sit well with me. And I'm going to discuss it. I'm going to discuss why that is and why I got upset. And oh, nope. Uh-oh. I did something. I did something I didn't mean to do. Um, anyway, what I'm about to say is, oh, hi, SJ. It was about religion, okay? And here are my feelings on this. And I guess throughout my other vlogs, hi, Q family. It's nice to see you. I'm glad you made it live. Hi, Lotus. Um, so I've kind of, I feel like I've kind of skipped around the subject. I understand that people hold their faith very dear to them. They hold their beliefs sometimes in despite evidence to contrary. Um, and so I was in a foster home that was evangelical Christian for a long time. And here's my thoughts on that. Hi, Leslie. Thank you. I probably don't believe in your God. I don't do organized religion. I feel that in my own life, I can have my beliefs without letting them shape. All my beliefs will have to do with being better and doing the right thing. I don't believe that I have to be a part of something other than just humanity to do that. And I absolutely refuse to spend any time that I have to garner knowledge and learn and figure stuff out on worrying about what's coming next. Especially I'll figure it out. We all die. That's how that goes. Where's Rowan? SJ, she's right behind me. So that's my feelings. People can take it as they like. It doesn't mean that I feel disrespectful toward, I mean, there are times like I don't feel disrespectful towards people. I feel disrespected by actions a lot of times of people that are supporters of these large sects of whatever religion that they believe. But I also hold dear the fact that they have a right to believe what they believe. Caveat, don't act on hurting others if that's what you believe. You don't get to shape society and you don't get to shape our laws by beliefs. And that's what I believe. So, and that is a belief. Here is why I went off, is because I was talking about a subject that I feel is so important to educate people on. And that is mental illnesses and the different types and what constitutes treatment and what happens when people are untreated. And so I was giving a talk about that, and someone popped in with that mental illness is of the devil, and all people had to do was pray to get over it. That is so disrespectful to somebody who has an illness. I don't even know if people understand that. When you have a life-altering sickness, illness, whatever that may be, it has nothing, zero, to do with evil or holy or anything like that. It has to do with anatomy. It has to do with how our bodies work. It has to do with the intricacies of each individual human body, which are beautiful. We share similarities, but we are all unique. Down to our atoms, we are unique. Hi, David. And so to deal with that in any other way, especially since when I was a foster kid, any acting out from PTSD, like I had been severely abused as a child, and any acting out ended up with being restrained on the floor and some sort of holy oil put in a cross on my forehead and the demons cast out of me. No child should have the thought ever that demons are in them. Ever. It's not okay. It's not okay to make a child feel that they are somehow evil or going against God or whatever that is. That is child abuse. It may not be, child abuse doesn't mean that you are trying to hurt that child, but the damage it does to adults long term, children long term are just, it's hard. It's hard. And so yeah, I lit up. I went off. Um because I felt like it was completely disrespecting and flying in the face of everything I try to educate people about. Um and that I'm learning how to process. Um, I did fly off the handle. And then when I got to I got told to chill out, I went a little further. But the key isn't that I felt that way, because I do feel that I know what I felt. And I do believe that with especially the sphere that I'm in, we see it a lot. Um, and so I feel that I was angry. I know I was lashing out to, I don't feel like I lashed out to hurt anyone, or I didn't say anything messed up about, the person. I just feel that, I did kind of light up. And what I want to do as a human being is process that. So admit to it, admit and know to myself, I went off. And that's not the way that I want to carry myself. It is part of my illnesses, is that there's this, I have a very hard time controlling what's in here doesn't come out here. And in my body, like it causes physical stuff to happen when I get really worked up. And so the key is that isn't that it happened, it's learning how to process that. And it's learning to be open with it and honest about it, because I'm a human being and I go through these things. But one thing that I want everyone to know who is listening to me, do not ever just take someone's word for it. Look things up. Be critically thinking. It I get sent something sometimes, from like YouTube or whatever. And A, don't research things on YouTube. YouTube's good for opinions. YouTube's good for maybe a beginning knowledge to spark your mind in something, spark the wanting to garner knowledge or whatever. But really look at sources. Like, one thing that I always have done, and it was actually sparked from necessity, was when I was in college and my children were little. Um, I couldn't afford books. So what I would do is they had this website like called half.com or something, half off half.com, something like that. And I think it was like a part of eBay, and I'd buy like the year before or 2 years before the same textbook, and then have to go onto Google Scholar and try to find access into these research journals and open access and everything else. So there is a process to garnering knowledge. It's interesting, and research is interesting, but research entails work. Research is learning terms. And I will tell you right now, I think it's, where do I go? It's Springer Harvard, all of them offer free online classes about how to research, what the scientific method is, what that means, how to critically think about the research you're reading. It's really amazing. And so I try to stick to that, and I try to stick to the problems I'm working on. And so that's it, I guess. Like, I want to do the best I can. I do get angry. I do light up sometimes because sometimes it strikes me very personally. And I've had a lot, and that's the thing. I've had a lot of traumatic experiences. Like, the last 2 years were the least traumatic I've ever had. And so sometimes I still get those behaviors that are immediately feel like it's fending off an attack. And if anything, I'm good at fending off attacks. you know? I'm going to address some comments now. I have a hard time addressing comments and talking. It distracts me. So I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just waiting. Um, let's see. David Lotus. Oh, thank you, Lotus. Myra, people are ignorant. We're all ignorant. Like, that's the thing about ignorance, and it's not knowing. But what gets me, and what my problem with ignorance isn't that we're all ignorant of something. Of course we're going to be. We'll be until the day we die. Stephen Hawking was ignorant about some things. But it's wanting that passion to learn about those things. It's wanting that, knowing that you don't have enough lifetime to garner even a smidge of the information that's out there. And it isn't, what I find upsetting is willful ignorance, when people have been consistently provided with evidence that can be cross-checked, researched, results were replicated, and they just don't care. And that right there is an issue. But that's an issue that I have. Obviously, people who feel like they don't, they've got enough information, whether that information be right or wrong. I also, for myself, try to really work on what's called confirmation bias. In other words, I try to look for the research across and really read it and understand that not all of it's correct. And that's why the scientific method is important, is because other researchers come in, try to replicate those results. And if they don't, then that's debunked, and we garner new knowledge. Great thing about science. As new knowledge comes in, we can change it. We can grow, we can progress. Um, so my thing is really willful ignorance, and to come on my vlog knowing that I I try very hard to educate people on a very real level about things, and anything that I am saying, people can actually, you can research, and like I said, don't take my word for it. But to become on there and say that one of my illnesses is of the devil, or that somehow I am touched by evil, go on with go on with that. Not even interested. Like, that is, it's a good way to light me up, but I am working on processes so I don't light up anymore. And I understand that those things can be indicative of other people's problems, not problems within myself. Hey Sheila, if I was gonna fill you in, I would have to go all over. Q family, 100% agree. Thank you. Kate, I hope you were having a good day. Yes, she was disrespectful and selfish. And as far as I know, she'd never been here before. And to come into your chat being a sales pitch, she did not give a rat's patootie about you or anybody else in your chat. Yeah, that was the thing, is that whole recruitment mentality of, you must believe what I believe, or this somehow, this idea that, if, like, I know people who are mentally ill, who say that their beliefs and their religion have helped them, and of course they're like, it cured me. Did it on a cellular level? Did you have measurable differences? No, they just feel better. And that's totally okay. It's okay to take that and feel better. But it is not okay to tell someone else that this is what they need to do to a cure themselves, find whatever. What they need is to find something that fits them on an anatomical level. They need to heal. Okay, it's physical trauma, whether we call it mental or not. It's a physical disorder, whether that be in the hormones, whether that be in anything that the brain, the axons to the brain cells to the gut biome to inflammation, all of these things. But what it is not is demons. Sorry. um let's see. Yeah, Kate, and I'm glad, Kate, you were there because, man, Pasha, hello, Sheila. So I'll fill you in later. Hi, Angela, Leslie. Usually the ones that go on about that are the ones with the problem. Well, of course, I agree with that because I think we all come from a place of personal experience, and that's what I was talking about, like confirmation bias. Is I used to do it a lot. Well, I know somebody who A, B, or C, so everybody must be that way. And I did it a lot when I was younger, when I came out of foster care and the kids were little. And it was a way to convince myself when I was feeling bad that I wasn't doing so bad. And it was this, well, if I could, you know, do it on my own and not accept help, then anybody else could too. Here's the thing. What I was forgetting is that I'd gotten myself into a relationship with heavy domestic violence, had children very early, and absolutely should have been getting some sort of help to make our lives easier. But what I shouldn't have done is measure anybody else's success or falls or trips or whatever by what I was able to do or someone I knew was able to do. You know, that's why we have to, when we're looking at these things, look at a huge data set, because we know that personal experience, we all, if you think of all the people that you know well, it's usually less than 100 for sure. We all like know people, but do we really know them and know their personal beliefs and know their stance on things? That's really difficult. So yeah. I think we all come from we just got to make sure that our actions and our behavior are not perpetuating any negative beliefs that we're working on. I think, I just try to be. Actually, this is perfect. Me and Gypsy had a conversation about this, and she was upset because she's like, I play devil's advocate, and people think I hold those beliefs. She goes, but I'm just trying to show another way that, I'm trying to understand it. And I was like, understanding something does not mean you agree with it. And I think that that's an issue we see a lot, and it surrounds a lot of our societal beliefs, is that, you know, we will say, I don't understand how anybody could insert A, B, or C. And the thing is to stop those things, we have to understand them. We have to examine them. We have to gather research. We have to figure out large data sets that are similar and go through that. It's important to understand things. It's important to be able to put yourself on the other side and play devil's advocate. And that doesn't mean that that person necessarily holds those beliefs. And I think that's what critical thinking is about, is being able to look at one situation and see that it's a diamond, and it has all of these little facets and little intricacies, and be able to take it from every different sides and look at that. Let's see. Um, Sorry, going through comments again. Uh, Sounds very true, like a judgmental person, not what Jesus Christ teaches. Right. Well, the thing is though is like regardless of what your religion teaches or your leaders teach, is I believe that we should still be able to critically think and be able to separate our beliefs from what we're learning a little bit. So, or if we can't separate our beliefs, understand that it colors our perception of things. And I go through that all the time, not necessarily on a religious basis, but I have past things that can shape and color my perception of the world around me now. And I have to catch those things and make sure that I'm thinking critically, and even though I feel those things, I can't let it shape my my analysis of different situations. Let's see. Oh boy, mental illness falls from every tree, so maybe that first tree's right, right, exactly, exactly. But that and some people are okay just not seeking knowledge, and that's okay. I hear people all the time that say, I don't watch the news because I don't like the negativity. And it's like, yeah, but that's our world, yo. Like, we have to address those things. We have to change them. And by doing that, we have to understand them. And you can't do any of that if you don't know about it. So, while I believe that self care is important and taking a step back and really sitting within yourself and just being for a little bit, I also feel that it's very important to seek out the truth and be very knowledgeable about the things that are going on in our world. Um, Roxy, I'd rather suffer from mental illness and be ignorant like some people. It's okay. Everyone's journey is different. Exactly. CBT, did I have a difficult upbringing in my life? Yes. Yes, I did. Um, it's and that's why it's really hard when I'm trying to write a book, and it's really difficult sometimes because it can literally throw me in a day of not being able to cope. Some of the things that happened were like, I can dissociate now and I can look at it, but even if I look at it when I'm not present with it and feeling it, I know it's severe. I know that I am one hell of a survivor, and I made it, and I really feel that no matter what life throws at me, I am a fighter, I am a warrior. And sometimes it's even hard to come to terms. I'm very open and honest about it, um, but I do still have feelings about it. And that comes with the territory. Um, I also hold positive memories and loving memories. And I hold those at the forefront. So the other stuff has to fight harder to get through, and it's not that successful. Hi, Trevor. Sheila, education is more power than some people can handle due to mental illness. Right. That is, Sheila, that is a great point. Mental illness affects everybody differently, and there are many, many different kinds, and they all have like different ways of being. And there are some that affect the cognitive ability really harsh. So, and I think that might be kind of what bothered me about going off, is knowing that and really sitting with that a little bit last night, and in trying to, take it from a personal level to understanding that that person was probably trying to be helpful, and B, was coming from a place of illness. Um, she admitted that she had all kinds of mental illness, but claimed her new religion had saved her from them. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, that was, thank you, Kate. Yeah, I was already upset by that point. Yes, you made it, and you'll continue to make it. I have to go. You had a most blessed and wonderful day. Okay, have a great day, Angela. Thank you for joining us. Lotus, Rowan is so cute. She has her back. Yeah, Rowan is a girl, but yes, she always has my back. Always. When we're out in public, if she's not playing, which she knows when it's playtime and she knows when it's not, um, she'll push the boundaries. Of course, she's very stubborn, but yeah, Rowan usually is always like to the side or on my back to make sure that everything's cool. If we're just chilling, or what if? Okay, here's something funny about her. One of her favorite things to do is sit outside on the balcony and just watch me through the window. And so many times I will go over and open the door and she'll run over to the balcony the other side and lay down so she doesn't have to come in. And as soon as I shut the door, she lays in front of the window and watches me. Yeah, you do, huh? You do. And I think it's great. Um, okay, CBT. You're true survivor of life because life is unfair and difficult and you overcame the obstacles that life threw you. Exactly. And that's the thing is understanding life isn't fair. That's it isn't. And what we can do as human beings is try to make it more equitable, but it's not going to be fair. Um, I think that challenges are going to hit us all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. And we level up. And that's what I tell a lot of the kids is I was like, when stuff gets really, really hard, I look at it kind of like a video game perspective. And that means you're leveling up. It means that life is trying to teach you the next set of skills that you're going to need in your life. And so it's, you know, life will get easy for a little bit and all of a sudden, bam, you're hit again with all these challenges. And it's like, oh, okay, I leveled up. Time to learn some more stuff. um, sorry, no, it's okay. For some reason, everybody thinks I mean, it's really not a thing. I'm pretty sure that she absolutely doesn't care anything about gender at all. Sheila, I love Rowan. She's proven her abilities time and time again. Yeah, right? Yeah, she makes friends wherever she goes. She's just this really special spirit, and I absolutely love her and am so thankful that she's in my life. She is adorable. Rowan might need her own channel. I've thought about that with Instagram and things like that. Yeah, she might, but do you think you need your own channel? Do you need your own channel? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, if there's no other questions or comments, I'm gonna get going. Um, things are a process, and I hope that we can all learn from that. But I think that anything that we're doing in life, we should do it with the expectation that we are not hurting either people or the beings in our world. So it's it's a process. It's a process. It's growth. It's what we're here for. So anyway, you guys all have a great day. I got lots of work to do today. So one of those would be fixing these bangs. Not gonna cut my hair though. I will definitely be safe. We got some good projects coming on. I'm also connecting with, and so everybody knows, just a I was going to get going, but I want to do a quick few shout outs real quick. Seattle Dogs Homeless Program needs support, needs love and support. They need funding for vets. There's been an extreme amount of serious emergencies, and she hasn't gotten any grants yet. So right now she's relying on private donors. So you can check that out at Seattle Dogs Homeless Program. Second, I am getting involved with a program called Rest, um, which is it deals with victims of sex trafficking and abuse and emergency situations relating to that. And I'm really excited to begin meeting with them and finding out how I can be beneficial at all to that organization. Strapped will be revamping their app at the beginning of March. So we'll start training sessions at the end of March. What? Really, really exciting. And that's about all. You guys have a beautiful day and have a great evening. I will talk to you later. Sending so much love. Bye.